Hi and hello everyone. Let me narrate the political and social background of the poem of John Milton. Let us see the political background of the poem. 1. The English Civil War began in 1642, ended in 1651. Milton lived through one of the most important political conflicts in English history, such as Under the Influences, Royalists, supporters of King Charles I, versus parliamentarians who opposed the king. Milton strongly supported the parliamentarian, which is Puritan side. To correlate the political scenario to the poem, such as the conflict between God and Satan mirrors the conflict between monarchy and republicanism. Ideas of authority, obedience, rebellion, and freedom in the poem reflect real political debates. 2. Execution of King Charles I, 1649. Milton publicly defended the execution of the king in his prose writings. He believed kings could be tyrants. People had a right to overthrow unjust authority. Connection to the poem. Satan's rebellion and arguments about freedom, ambition, and tyranny sound very similar to the Republican arguments used by rebels against the king. However, Milton does not glorify rebellion. He uses Satan to show how false political rhetoric can disguise pride and ambition. 3. The Commonwealth and Cromwell's Rule, 1649 to 1660. After the king's execution, England became a republic, Commonwealth, led by Oliver Cromwell. Milton worked for the government as Latin's secretary, propagandist. Influence on the poem. Milton believed in meritocracy, self-governance, individual liberty. These beliefs appear in Satan's speeches, though Milton shows the dangers of twisting these ideals. 4. The restoration of the monarchy, 1660. When Charles II returned to the throne, Milton's works were banned. He was imprisoned for a short time. He was politically ruined and nearly executed. Paradise Lost was written soon after this period, when Milton was blind, isolated, and disillusioned. Reflection in the poem. Social background of the poem. 1. Rise of Puritanism. Milton was a Puritan, a group that sought moral discipline, removal of corruption in the church, emphasis on individual conscience. In the poem, heaven represents divine order and obedience. Hell represents moral disorder and rebellion. This mirrors the Puritan worldview. 2. Religious conflicts. 17th century England was torn by Protestant versus Catholic conflicts, church reform debates, disputes over religious authority. Milton supported Protestant individualism, free interpretation of the Bible, rejection of church hierarchy. These ideas appear in Satan's challenge to authority, Milton's emphasis on reason, free will, and moral responsibility. 3. Growth of humanism and Renaissance individualism. Milton was deeply influenced by classical literature, Renaissance ideals of knowledge, liberty, and human dignity. This explains the epic style, references to classical heroes, and the focus on intellectual power. The mind is its own place. 4. Emerging ideas of liberty. During Milton's time, ideas about political liberty, freedom of thought, freedom of speech were beginning to grow. Satan's speeches contain distorted versions of these ideas, showing how noble ideas can be misused, how ambition disguises itself as freedom. Aspect. Influence on the poem. English Civil War. Themes of authority, rebellion, and power. Execution of King Charles I. Questions about tyranny and justified resistance. Cromwell's Commonwealth. Republican ideas, merit, liberty. Restoration of the monarchy. Feelings of loss, exile, and betrayal mirrored in Satan's fall. Religious tensions. Conflict between divine authority and individual ambition. Humanism. Classical style. Intellectual heroism. Philosophical depth. Emerging liberty. Ideas of freedom twisted by Satan. Puritan beliefs. Emphasis on morality, obedience, and free will. Thank you so much for patient listening to this audiobook, and stay tuned to listen to another audiobook. Bye bye, take care, have a great day ahead, see you guys.